If you spent any time walking downtown recently, I'm sure you've seen, if not been stopped by, people trying to get your signature. They're trying to get your signature to put on 2 amendments to the Montana Constitution, amendments that would change how we elect our government officials.
For a long time, there were like pro-life Democrats, and there were like moderate pro-environmental Republicans. And so these parties were pretty diverse. And in the last couple of years, we've really seen an effort to kind of create a more rigid set of what the rules are, of what a good Republican is or what a good Democrat is.
I went to the University of Montana's journalism school and met with Lee Banneville, who is a professor and political analyst, to get perspective on these ballot measures. Ballot measures CI 126 and 127 aim to try and remedy this pull to the right and the left. The measures are attempting to do this through 2 main things. The first being open primaries. A primary is the first stage of determining who will show up in the general election in November. Montana currently has a partisan open primary, meaning that a voter can choose to vote Republican or Democrat, not both. With the proposed measures, that would change. CI 126 is straightforward enough. Essentially, everyone votes for every candidate, regardless of political party, and then the top 4 candidates advance to the general election. CI 127, however, is a little more nuanced. It requires a candidate to get at least 50% of the vote to win.
That to get elected, you have to hit 50%. If you don't hit 50%, you're not the winner yet. And we have to kind of have a runoff to kind of get to somebody who's going to get to that 50% threshold, because otherwise they're not representing a majority of the district.
Opponents of the ballot measures mainly focus on CI 127, stating that it will cause runoff elections across the state because it is too difficult to obtain 50% of the vote right away. Advocates argue that it could help lower the temperature in Montana's current politics, however.
This is a group of Montanans trying to improve our government and our outcomes. And, we think it's time for fundamental change, and the people we talk to across the state agree.
That was Frank Gardner, board member for the Montanans for Election Reform, the group that is trying to get these ballot initiatives passed. The question that remains is, will this actually change anything? Does it have the means to bring down polarization and provide more moderate candidates?
It is sort of it's sort of an effort to reach beyond the sort of hardcore party faithful on both sides and sort of say, like, we need to do something to try and make to make the politics less sort of heated and polarized. Will voters see it that way, and will it actually do that? That's where we don't know yet.
It's important to note that to get on the November ballot, Montanans for Election Reform need signatures from at least 10% of the eligible voter base, and that 10% has to come from each of the 40 legislative districts. In Missoula, I'm Zach Volheim, MTN News.